Welcome back to the channel. Obi-Wan Canopy here. I am continuing work on the Kinetic Harrier, and this video is going to be a longer one than usual. I will be applying the decals, adding a wash, removing the wash, then preparing the canopy pieces. Stick around until the end of the video to see the latest state of this model. The model has received a few thick coats of Mission Models gloss in preparation for the decals and the oil wash. I like to start by working with the larger decals first. Once they are dried, then I can add any stencils around or on top if needed. Each decal is carefully cut out of the sheet and placed in water. Warmer water is recommended. Be sure to leave the decal in just long enough to remove it from the backing, but not any longer, as the adhesive will start to leave the decal. Next, I will add a few drops of water directly to the model. I will typically only work with one decal at a time, however, sometimes it is necessary to align several decals to each other. Once the decals are placed on the model, I will use a Q-tip to remove excess water. If too much water is under the decal, then the decal will not stay in its position. A moistened Q-tip is then used to press the decal onto the model and remove any air bubbles trapped underneath. This whole process is repeated for each and every decal. Once several decals are in place, I will add drops of Walther's Solvaset to the decals. This product basically shrinks the decal into the crevices of the surface. Do not touch the decal once you've applied Solvaset. The four red stripes on the top surface of the wing and fuselage area are better placed simultaneously rather than one at a time. this point, the decals have dried and the surface has received another coat of gloss. The overcoat protects the dried decals from absorbing the oil wash. To prepare the wash, I add several drops of turpenoid to a cup, then add some oil paint to the rim of the cup. This allows me to be able to take as much or as little of each color directly to the turpenoid. The colors I typically use for a wash is black, burnt umber, and white. The wash is applied to the entire model, but I will focus on any crevices or panel lines. One of the more enjoyable aspects of model building is removing the dried wash from the surfaces. It is important to ensure that the wash truly is dry before attempting to remove any of it. You will know it's dry if it has a flat sheen. If you are seeing any gloss on the wash, it is still wet. I use a combination of paper towel, Q-tips, and a large soft brush to remove the excess wash. The paper towel removes the bulk of the wash, focusing on the largest, flattest areas. The Q-tip wipes much of the leftover wash, while the brush moves any of the remaining wash back to the crevices. Once I start using the brush, I will continue to switch between brush and Q-tip to finalize the look of the model. You will notice in this shot that one of the flaps has come out of its position. Removing washes can get aggressive, and I continually have to remind myself to slow down and be careful. will notice that a wash both enhances shadow in areas that natural light doesn't reach and adds an initial layer of weathering. This is why oil washes are so effective and really drastically change the look of the model. Once the washes have dried for a few days, I airbrush a combination of mission models Semi-Gloss and Tamiya Flat. I wanted to depict a Harrier in England from the early 1970s, an aircraft that hadn't faded to gray as seen on most models of this aircraft, and one that hadn't faded to a complete flat sheen. If there is an aspect of model building that is more fun and more rewarding than removing a wash, it is removing masking tape. This tape has been on the clear parts and the cockpit for over 7 months. It has protected these areas from primer, many layers and colors of paint, several clear coats, and oil washes. To remove the tape from clear parts, I use an X-Acto knife and tweezers. Care must be taken when using these metal tools as they can easily scratch the clear plastic. Once the tape is removed, I inspect each line, and if I find paint or wash in the wrong place, I will flatten a toothpick between my teeth. This flattened toothpick is scraped along the edges, and the paint and the wash is brushed away. The toothpick will not scratch the clear plastic. Finally, I place the windscreen and canopy on the model to see if they look right and fit well. Well, that does it for this video. The next and hopefully final video should be out in a few weeks. Thank you for following along. If you haven't already, please like the video and consider subscribing. Bye.